welcome back to my channel. If you missed episode 1, you need to watch it right now because what's about to unfold will blow your mind. Last time, Mirabel walked back into Kang Chi's life after 8 years with Amy, an 8-year-old girl who's his mirror image. His family crushed them with rejection, his fiancé, walked away, and everything came crashing down. But that was just the beginning. What happens next will have you questioning everything. Smash that subscribe button, and let's get into it. Mrs. Kang whipped around to face her son, fury radiating from every pore. Look at what you've unleashed. This woman has destroyed everything we've built. What have I destroyed? Mirabel spun back, her voice cutting through the tension. I haven't taken anything from you. You could have embraced a granddaughter, built something real. But you picked your reputation over blood. We protected our son's legacy, Mrs. Kang fired back, her voice shaking with rage. His power, his position in our world. And what exactly were you offering? A life of struggle and shame? Love. Amy's tiny voice sliced through the argument like lightning. Mama gave him love. She loved him so deeply she learned every word of his language. Cooked dishes that made her sick during pregnancy, just because he missed home. Every single night, she told me stories about him so I'd know my father, even though he was gone. The little girl's tears traced down her cheeks. She never poisoned me against you. Any of you. She just said families are messy. That love doesn't always conquer everything. That I needed to see myself and make my own choice. Amy locked eyes with her grandmother.
So I came.
I met you. And now I know. Know what? Mrs. Kang's voice was ice. That mama spoke truth. Love fails sometimes. And blood doesn't always mean family. They left the compound in silence. Mirabel's only mission was distance. Away from that poisonous room.
Those toxic people.
That brutal rejection. They walked several blocks until they found a small park with benches. Mirabel sat down heavily, pulling Amy close beside her. The evening air was cool, the city sounds distant. Mama, Amy's whisper was barely audible. Am I what they said? A mistake? Mirabel turned to face her daughter fully, hands gripping her small shoulders. You listen to me right now. You are not an error, not a burden, not something shameful. You're my child, and you're flawless just as you are. But grandmother called me. Grandmother is terrified and trapped in ancient thinking that has no space for us. Mirabel tucked a loose braid behind Amy's ear. That's her tragedy. Not yours, baby girl. Will father pick us? The question pierced Mirabel's chest. I can't promise that, love. But this I know for certain. We don't need his choice to be complete. We already are. Then why come here at all? Because truth matters. You deserve to see him. Meet him. Decide for yourself. She smiled through the pain. Sometimes the dream you chase turns into a nightmare, sweetheart. A black Mercedes glided to the curb near their bench. The window descended, revealing Chi's tortured face in the evening light. Wait, his voice cracked. Don't go yet. Let me talk to you. Just us. No family. Mirabel glanced at Amy. Your call, baby. Amy studied him carefully. This dangerous man wearing her face.
Fine.
But I'm asking real questions. And I'll know if you're lying. Chi managed a broken smile. You're exactly like me. Wrong. Amy said firmly. I'm like Mama. She stays when life gets brutal. The words landed like punches. Chi absorbed the hit, then nodded slowly. You're not wrong. I ran. But I'm standing here now. Doesn't that count?
We'll see.
They found themselves in a quiet Hongdae cafe. Chi looked absurdly out of place, all expensive black clothing and dangerous energy, sitting across from a woman in a damp jacket and a child in worn sneakers. But he was trying. Ask me anything, he said to Amy. All of it, she replied, pulling out a battered notebook covered in drawings. I wrote everything down. Mirabel almost laughed despite the nightmare. Question 1, Amy announced. Why didn't you search for us? Chi's breath shuddered. Because I was weak. Your grandmother filled my head with poison about being too young for fatherhood, about ruining my future. I bought the lies. Convinced myself you'd thrive without me. That's idiotic, Amy stated plainly. Amy, Mirabel cautioned. But it is. How would losing half our family help us? You're absolutely right, she agreed quietly. Idiotic and selfish. I've carried that guilt for 9 solid years. Really? Amy pushed. Or are you performing because we showed up? This kid was merciless. 3 years after you vanished, I tried everything. Private investigators. Digital searches. Called every London hospital I could find. You'd disappeared like smoke. We kept moving, Mirabel explained simply. Manchester. Bristol. Back to London again. Changed identities. Stayed invisible. Why go that far?
To shield her from today.
From being made to feel insufficient.
Chi took that in.
Question 2. Amy continued. That woman, Yuna. Do you love her? It's complicated. Mama says complicated means adults lying to themselves. Amy interrupted. Chi's eyes found Mirabel.
You taught her to be savage.
I taught her honesty. He turned back to Amy. Real answer?
No.
I don't love Yuna. It was business. Family alliances. Made sense on paper. But not in your heart, Amy finished.
No. Not there.
Then why marry her? Because disappointing everyone felt harder than living a lie. Harder than admitting the only woman I've ever loved walked away 9 years ago. Harder than facing my own cowardice. Mirabel's breathing stopped. She hadn't expected that confession. Question 3. Amy closed her notebook. What now? Depends on what you want, she replied. Amy's gaze was steel. I want a real father. Not words. Actions. Show up. Learn who I am. Meet my aunties. Come to my performances. Be present. I can do that.
Can you though?
Because I've survived 8 years without you. I can survive more. But if you're in, you're completely in. No vanishing when it's hard. No picking their approval over me. All of you or none of you. She left them at the hotel promising to call tomorrow. Mirabel tucked Amy into bed, fingers moving gently through her braids. Mama. Amy's voice was drowsy. Did I handle today okay? Baby, you were extraordinary. Even when I was harsh. You were truthful. There's a difference. Will grandmother ever want me? Mirabel's heart splintered. Maybe not, my love. But that doesn't touch your value. You're surrounded by love.
Me.
Your aunties. Your cousins. Everyone who matters. And father? Time reveals everything. But Amy, never wait for someone to choose you. You're not optional. You're essential. Amy smiled, drifting into sleep. Mirabel watched her daughter. Then her phone lit up. A text from Chi. Thank you for raising her. For coming back. I don't deserve this second chance, but I'll prove I'm worth it. Another message followed. My mother wants another meeting tomorrow. Just her and Amy. She claims she wants to try. Mirabel stared at the screen. Could people actually transform? She looked at her sleeping child. Maybe. Maybe transformation was possible. She typed back. I'll ask Amy tomorrow. Her decision. 3 dots appeared. She was responding. Then her phone rang. Not a text. A call from an unknown Korean number. Mirabel's pulse hammered as she slipped into the bathroom, shutting the door. Yes. Miss Obi, a woman's voice. Professional. Frozen. This is Attorney Young from the Kang family legal team. Ice flooded Mirabel's veins. We need to arrange a confidentiality agreement and paternity testing. We're offering significant financial compensation for your cooperation regarding yesterday's incident. I'm not for sale. £500,000, Miss Obi. Any account you specify. In return for your silence and DNA verification. Mirabel's hand shook. £500,000. Amy's education. A real home. Financial security, forever. And if I refuse? The attorney's tone dropped several degrees. Then we pursue legal action. Defamation.
Fraud.
Attempted extortion. We have unlimited resources, Miss Obi. You're a single mother making a nurse's salary in rented housing. The threat couldn't be clearer. Does Chi know about this call? A pause. Mr. Kang isn't involved in this discussion. His mother determined this was the efficient approach. Of course. Mrs. Kang was erasing them again. I need time to think. 24 hours, Miss Obi. After that, we file an injunction blocking all contact with Mr. Kang or anyone connected to the family. We'll also release statements regarding fraudulent paternity claims and extortion attempts. The line died. Mirabel stood in that bathroom staring at her reflection. 8 years ago, she'd fled from these people, taken their money and vanished because she was young and terrified and alone. She wasn't that girl anymore. But was she strong enough for this war? Strong enough to protect Amy from what was coming?
Her phone buzzed again.
Another text. This one froze her blood solid. A photo. Amy sleeping in the hotel bed. Taken from outside their window. Below it, a message from that same unknown number. Such a beautiful child. Would be unfortunate if anything disturbed her peaceful life. Sign the agreement, Miss Obi. Some wars can't be won. Mirabel's hand trembled violently. Someone was watching them. Someone was threatening her baby. She rushed back into the room, checking windows, locks, her sleeping daughter. Amy stirred. Mama, what's wrong? Nothing, sweetheart. Just checking.
Sleep now.
But everything was wrong. Mrs. Kang wasn't just buying them off or scaring them away. This was a declaration of war. And Mirabel had 24 hours to decide. Take the money and disappear like 9 years ago. Or stand and fight for a man who might abandon them anyway. Her phone buzzed once more. A text from Chi. Are you alright? Just found out my mother's attorney contacted you. Please wait before deciding anything. I'm coming to your hotel right now. Mirabel looked at her daughter. Then at the window, where someone had photographed them. Then at her phone. Whatever she chose in the next day would alter everything. But when she heard knocking at the door, too early to be Chi, too late to be staff, she understood something terrifying. Maybe the choice had already been stolen from her. Miss Obi? A man's voice filtered through the door. Hotel security. Need to verify your identification. Mirabel's heart crashed against her ribs. She stared at the window where someone had photographed her sleeping child. Then at Amy, now awake and pressed against her. Mama, what's happening? Stay behind me. Mirabel approached the door.
Who sent you?
Ma'am, we received reports of suspicious activity in this room. We need to confirm your identity. Suspicious activity at midnight. Right after that threatening photo. This wasn't security. I'm calling the front desk to confirm. Ma'am, that's unnecessary. A new voice exploded through the door.
Loud.
Furious. Get away from that door immediately. Chi. Mirabel heard struggling outside. Then Chi's voice. Mirabel, it's me. Open up. They're gone. She checked the peephole. Chi stood there soaking wet, breathing hard. Behind him, 2 men in dark suits moved quickly toward the elevator. She opened the door. Chi burst in, immediately checking windows, locks. Pack everything. Both of you. We're leaving right now. What just happened? Those men belong to my mother. They came to serve you legal documents. Custody documents. My mother's filing for emergency guardianship of Amy. The room spun. She can't do that. In Korea, she can. She'll claim Amy is Korean through me. That you're an unfit mother who had a child for 8 years. Chi dragged his hands through his hair. She has attorneys. Judges in her pocket. I'm not unfit. I know that. But she'll distort everything. The relocations. The name changes. Your work schedule. Amy's voice cut through. Can grandmother actually take me from Mama? Chi knelt down.
No.
I won't allow it. But we need to move immediately. I have a car ready. The drive was silent. Chi navigated Seoul's wet streets, constantly checking mirrors. How did you know? Mirabel asked. My mother's assistant called me. She has a daughter Amy's age. She told me everything. The legal filing. The investigators. The plan to have you detained. They stopped at a towering high-rise. Where is this? My private place. My personal residence. My mother can't access it. The apartment was breathtaking. Massive windows. Sleek minimalist design. A bachelor's fortress. Amy wandered through the space. Father, you live here by yourself?
Yes. It feels so empty.
Our London flat is tiny, but Mama makes it warm with pictures and colors and music. She says homes should feel like hugs. Something shifted in Chi's expression. After Amy showered, Mirabel turned to Chi. Tell me everything. Chi poured water, hand shaking. She's filed for emergency custody, painting you as unstable, claiming you've been hiding Amy to extract money from the family. I was running from her threats. She'll say you were paranoid. Unstable. He set the glass down. There's more. She's offering £500,000. But only if you surrender all parental rights and leave Korea permanently. She wants me to abandon my daughter. She wants Amy, a Korean heir to shape without your influence. His voice turned bitter. She'll erase her Nigerian heritage. Over my dead body, Mirabel breathed. That's what I told her. Chi met her eyes. That's when she disowned me. Mirabel's breath caught. What? Tonight. She gave me an ultimatum. The family and the organization, or you and Amy. He laughed bitterly. I chose you. So she severed me. Removed me from succession. Chi, that's your entire existence.
No.
Amy is my existence. I've already lost 8 years being a coward. His voice cracked. I won't lose another moment. Amy appeared in the hallway, wearing borrowed pajamas. Father, you really chose us? Over your whole world? Yes, I did. But you hardly know me. Then I'll spend every day learning you. If you'll allow it. Amy crossed the room and took his hand. Okay.
But stop making Mama cry.
I promise. For one moment Mirabel saw possibility. The three of them. A real family. Then her phone rang. Unknown number. She put it on speaker. Miss Obi, the attorney's voice. Glacial. The custody petition has been filed with Seoul Family Court. Your hearing is tomorrow morning. 9 a.m. tomorrow? That's impossible. You chose to run, Miss Obi. Courts take that very seriously. The attorney paused. We're aware you're at Mr. Kang's apartment. That won't help your case. A mother hiding with the man she claims abandoned her child. The line went dead. Tomorrow morning. Mirabel looked at Chi. Will fight this. I'll get you the best attorney in Seoul. With what resources? Your mother just cut you off. I have private savings. Investments she can't touch. He pulled out his phone. I'm calling my attorney right now. Park Jin-woo. The absolute best family law attorney in Korea. He'll represent you. Mirabel watched him make the call. Watched him speak rapid Korean. Watched him nod and end the call. He'll meet us at the courthouse tomorrow. 8 a.m. He says we have a strong case. What will this cost? Don't think about money. Just focus on keeping Amy safe. That night, Mirabel barely slept. But knowing Chi had secured the best attorney in Seoul gave her a thread of hope. She shouldn't have held on to that hope. The next morning outside Seoul Family Court, Mirabel stood frozen, stomach churning. Amy gripped her hand tight. Mama, I'm scared. Me too, baby. But Father got us the best attorney. The absolute best. We're going to be okay. Chi arrived looking destroyed by exhaustion.
Park Jin-woo is inside waiting.
He's reviewed everything. We have a solid case. They entered together. Mrs. Kang was already positioned with 3 polished attorneys in designer suits. She didn't even acknowledge them. A man in an expensive suit approached. Miss Obi? I'm Park Jin-woo. Mirabel blinked. This man looked professional enough. Good suit. Confident walk. But something felt off about his eyes. You're the best family attorney in Seoul? I've handled numerous high-profile cases, he replied smoothly. Mr. Kang speaks very highly of my work. I'll represent you well. Before Mirabel could respond, a court officer emerged. Kang custody hearing. Courtroom 3. All parties enter now. They moved toward the courtroom. Mirabel glanced at the attorney. Something nagged at her. His confident words didn't match the nervous energy radiating from him. She looked at Chi, searching his face for reassurance. His jaw was locked tight. His hands were clenched into fists. And he wouldn't meet her eyes. Something was catastrophically wrong. They entered the courtroom. The doors thudded shut behind them like a tomb ceiling. Mrs. Kang sat on one side with her team of expensive lawyers. Mirabel sat on the other with this attorney who felt all wrong and a man she had trusted. Judge Kim entered. Everyone rose. Mirabel stood there clutching papers in trembling hands, her daughter's entire future balanced on the edge of a knife. She glanced at Chi one final time. Please, she thought desperately. Please don't betray me. But the rigid set of his shoulders, the way he avoided her gaze, told her everything she feared. She was about to experience the deepest betrayal of her life. And she was powerless to stop it. Judge Kim sat down. We're here for the preliminary custody hearing regarding minor child Kang Amy. Let's begin. Mrs. Kang's lead attorney stood with a predatory smile. Mirabel's attorney shifted nervously, and she stared straight ahead, face completely unreadable. This was it. The moment everything would be decided. But what Mirabel didn't know was that she was walking into a trap set by Chi himself. Park Jin-woo wasn't a real attorney. He was one of Chi's men. A plant. That single choice would change everything. Her daughter would be ripped away from her. But why would Chi, the man who'd protected her just hours before, orchestrate such a cold betrayal? The answer is coming in episode 3. If this story has your heart racing, hit that like button and subscribe for episode 3. Comment below what you think is really happening. Did Chi betray Mirabel, or is there a bigger game being played? Drop your theories in the comment section and hit the subscribe button to follow up on their story.
See you in the next one.